KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
The city of Houston reaches a grim milestone in the pandemic. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Trevino. Welcome to our webcast. The city has surpassed 100,000 COVID cases, reporting 1,333 new cases today. The city also reported 4 new deaths to bring that total to 1,465. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is laying out a timetable for the rollout of a COVID vaccine. The head of Operation Warp Speed told CBS News Today that frontline workers and nursing home residents will get the first round of vaccinations by mid-January. He added other high-risk Americans should be vaccinated by mid-March, with the rest of the population getting it by May or June. But this plan hinges on the FDA approving Pfizer's vaccine this week or soon thereafter.
The first vaccine shipment will happen on the day after the vaccine is approved. That's how we planned it. If the vaccine is approved on the 10th or on the 11th, the minute it's approved, the shipments will start.
The FDA is meeting on Thursday to consider Pfizer's application for emergency authorization. The pandemic has caused many of us to be exposed to extreme mental and emotional stress. And for military veterans already suffering from PTSD, it can be even worse. But as our Matt Doherty reports, there is help.
I saw wounded people. I saw dead people, charboiled people, body parts of people. Those images are ingrained in the architecture of my brain. I can't get those out. They come back. And I have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Former Staff Sergeant Marilyn Harris was an Army nurse in Operation Desert Shield 30 years ago. Since then, Harris has been through a lot, including years of therapy through the Veterans Assistance Organization Easter Seals.
I started out with Easter Seals with they were providing one service to me, individual counseling. And like I said, now I'm in 3.
Harris says the COVID-19 pandemic has been a stressor for all of us, but even more so for vets.
This is a very challenging time for everyone, especially for veterans that have seen some ugly things.
To keep herself grounded, the veteran, mother, and entrepreneur says she finds ways to stay connected. Through the Easter Seals program, she's able to talk through her problems, engage in guided meditations, and even practice yoga.
Those services are invaluable to me. Wow. Wow, I haven't missed a beat. I've been able to do the other things in my life because I utilize the Easter Seals virtual services weekly to keep myself grounded and focused.
Her message to others like her is simple: ask for help.
To vets that are trying to deal with post-military service stressors, PTSD, and others, stop it. Trying to deal with it on your own, that is not an effective strategy.
Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has tested positive for the coronavirus. The president confirmed it in a tweet. At 76, Giuliani is in the high-risk category for the virus. It's unclear whether he is experiencing any symptoms at this time. The family of Violet McCriz says she remains unconscious at a hospital in Lake Charles. McCriz is the local realtor who went missing from the Tomball area on Thursday. She was found yesterday in the backseat of her car in Louisiana. Her brother says she still hasn't regained consciousness and is in the ICU at St. Patrick's Hospital in Lake Charles. He also says he's grateful she was found, saying in a statement, quote, "I can hardly express enough words of gratitude to all of you who provided abundance of love and care when the news of Violet's missing came out. I am deeply touched with the multiple of demonstrations of solidarity and compassion." Authorities in Montgomery County are searching for the robbers who shot and killed the owner of a taqueria. It happened early this morning at the victim's restaurant on Caraway in Magnolia. Witnesses told investigators there were 2 suspects. Houston police are investigating after a man died as officers were trying to help him. Officers say the man was having some sort of mental episode at a home in the Heights. They say he fell into a drainage ditch as they tried to approach him. When they got him out of the ditch, they say he went limp. By the time paramedics arrived, the man needed CPR, but he died on the way to the hospital. A newer SpaceX cargo ship is headed to the International Space Station. The Dragon supply ship launched this morning on a Falcon 9 rocket. It's loaded with 6,400 pounds of supplies, including microbes and crushed asteroid samples for a study. The ship is also carrying Christmas gifts for the astronauts. SpaceX says this new Dragon is roomier and features more advanced systems than the one used to send up astronauts. And now the weather, Blake. Looks like we've got a nice week ahead. We need it, especially after that Texans loss.
Oh, heartbreaking for sure, but I think I can make it up with the nice weather that's headed our way most of this coming week, with temperatures moving back into the 70s. I know many people like that, except you and I, Ron. I think we prefer the cooler weather, don't we? All right, there is a live look out over Space Center Houston. Speaking of the International Space Station, it's a beautiful evening out there in southeast Harris County. So those of you watching from Clear Lake or Webster or even our friends down there in Lake Jackson, good evening to you guys. 66 degrees was our high temperature for today, right on average for this time of year. Our low 42. Look at that record low of 20 degrees set back in 1950. Temperatures remain in the upper 50s to lower 60s area-wide, so it's a cool evening, but not overly cold. Those northwesterly winds still coming in here 8, 10, 12 miles an hour, and that's going to help get our temperatures down into the mid to lower 40s once again overnight tonight. In fact, by the time we get to 7 o'clock, many of us in the lower 40s. I even see a few upper 30s out there as well. So prepare for a chilly evening, and then highs tomorrow should make it back into those mid 60s. We're in the upper 50s heading into the lunch hour. The model here showing 61, 62 by 4 o'clock. But with those bright sunny skies, I do think that we're going to be a few degrees warmer than that. So there's a look at the satellite. You see the clearing line just pushing towards the Lafayette area. Here locally, it is just a beautiful evening out there. It just doesn't get much better than what we're seeing right now here across the Houston area and really across the entire state. Temperatures right now in the 60s and a few upper 50s out there as well across the state. Again, just a beautiful evening here in the great state of Texas. So nationwide, really the only trouble spot is going to be Florida. So much for the Sunshine State, right? They're getting some rain there in the Tampa area, also towards Jacksonville, also into the panhandle of Florida, but that really is about it. Now, I want to take you upstairs to 18,000 feet, and you'll notice that bright orange color showing up across Texas. That is a ridge of high pressure that's going to help pump our temperatures up into the mid 70s as we get into the middle part of the week. But what I want you to pay attention to is watch how the jet stream begins to crater once again, getting towards the weekend, bringing that dark blue color into Texas. That is a strong cold front that's going to knock our temperatures back down into the 50s and 60s for daytime highs as we get into next weekend, followed by a slight warm up, followed by another cold front after that. So over the next 7 days, 64 degrees is what we're going with for your Monday. Ron, we've got lots of sunshine all the way through Wednesday. Our next best chance of rain is going to be on your finally Friday. Temperatures in the low 70s, a 50% chance of rain as that next front comes through. Shaping up to be a gorgeous weekend next weekend. And my friend, I know how you love cold fronts. Probably not as much as me, but I know you like them too.
I do like the cold fronts, but I'll settle for some sunshine. All right, thank you so much, Blake. That's going to do it for us for now. For all the good folks here at KHOU, I'm Ron Trevino. We'll see you tonight on TV around 10:30.